As the light shines down from the heavens upon me, the angels sing. Now, I'm not going to put all those effects and stuff into this video. Let's discuss the whole DAW situation.
It's time to Ink Positive. Tips and insight from the Tattoo VO.
DAWs. What's a DAW, D? Digital Audio Workstation. You know, that thing you do all your editing and recording on. The program that you use on your computer. A lot of people out there have been asking me about this, and apparently a lot of people are getting like bullied and shamed upon using the free popular program known as Audacity. Uh, my personal feelings towards Audacity, it's a great program. Why? You can record and edit in it, which is what probably 95% of working VOs don't really worry about post-production. I personally do because I do far more than just VO, but if you're just a voice actor and that's all you care about doing is just getting that recording done and sending it to whomever it's got to be sent to, then you can use Audacity and it's perfectly fine. And guess what? The folks on the other end are never going to know which DAW you are using because whatever DAW they use, when they import that file, it doesn't say it was recorded in Audacity. It's not going to sound any different if you did it in Audacity or if you did it on a $20,000 Pro Tools setup. All right? It's just a file, an MP3, a wave, no different than, a Word document in Microsoft Word versus, the old Word Perfect. Me personally, for those who asked, I originally used something called Cool Edit, which is now Adobe Audition. Back in college, actually, I used to cut reels. That's how old I am. Those spinny thingies, and I would cut them with a razor and a pencil, and it was great. But then technology introduced us to the digital audio workstation. And Cool Edit is what I was originally using way back in the 90s. I also hung around a lot of studios, music studios, like Omega Studios in Rockville, Maryland, and other indie studios because I was big into music and I played in bands and stuff. I played guitar and sang in bands. And so I loved learning from those audio engineers. When I started doing this professionally, part of that was also when I went into radio and in 98 Rock and WBAL in Baltimore. We used Pro Tools at the time, which eventually I had to master because I'd learned on Cool Edit, and they're, minor differences, but every program's kind of different. You got to learn the little things to how to use it. And so then I mastered Pro Tools. And then they were like, you know what? We don't want to pay for this expensive license anymore. We're going to transition to Cool Edit. And really, most radio stations and television stations, anybody doing audio, that's what they're using. It's now called, of course, Adobe Audition after Adobe bought it about 20 years ago. So that's just my personal preference because I was familiar with it. I used Audacity when I first started doing this full time because I was trying to save some money, and a friend of mine recommended it to me, and I was like, what a quality fine program this is. But eventually, with some of the other stuff I wanted to do with my business, namely a lot of the post-production stuff, I was very comfortable and familiar with how Audition worked, and so it was worth it for me to get the cloud subscription. Plus, I have my Adobe Premiere and my After Effects and Spark and Photoshop and all that stuff that comes with it included in my package, which is very valuable for what I do, not necessarily valuable for what 90% of other talents out there do. So, bottom line is, people will always tell you about better mics and better interfaces and better this and better that. Those things have some validity to them. But if anybody tells you one DAW is superior to another when it comes to just straight recording, they're full of BS, and you don't need to listen to that nonsense. So, if you like Audacity or you like Reaper, which has become very popular amongst the VO community, or hey, if you got a $20,000 Pro Tools setup and that makes you happy, by all means, whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever helps you to keep shining. Take it from Grandpa D. I've been cutting audio since the 90s.